This week in comic books in the land of DC, we get Peacemaker, a new origin story. And I'm kind of hoping they go down this trail because it's sick, it's twisted, and it's really sad. Best way to describe it. Over in the land of Marvel, Amazing Spider Man decides to give us a 1980s motivational speech and a workout montage. Montage! That's right. And in the land of Independence, well, I didn't get any independence this week. There was just nothing in the shop. But we'll talk about that. Plus, all the unboxings I'm going to be doing all this week. It's ridiculous how much comic book stuff I've gotten over the last few days. We're going to talk about all that. Let's hit that intro. Hey, what's going on, you wonderful weirdos? I'm so happy that you're here and we can talk about some comic books. Definitely let me know what you read this week. Just simply comment down below. I'm really good at responding to people in comments, or you can just hit me up on Instagram or whatever. So let's jump into this, you bunch of weirdos. What did you pick up this week? Because here's what I got. No Independence this week. I think I said that in the opener. No Independence. They're the ones that were there I was not interested in, and there was nothing new. So it is what it is. But so let's jump right into DC. And can we talk about this new Peacemaker origin type story? I mean, it's nihilism in its worst form that you can imagine it. Like, nothing matters. Literally to Peacemaker now. It's that nothing is the peace, right? Death, whatever the case may be. So in this one, his parents end up committing murder-suicide. That's what happened. And then we find out about all this other stuff, like he was hooked up with like a Bonnie and Clyde type team that was all kinds of crazy and weird. He read his parents' note from the suicide, and apparently that's what kind of really got him going on that. This kind of nothing really matters to me. Right? That song just kept blaring in my head while I was reading this. It was sad. And then some of his missions, and basically he's being interviewed by what we were led to believe to be a psychiatrist. Comes to find out it's actually a sting operation set up by the FBI, and Peacemaker knew the whole time. This is not the Peacemaker from the HBO show. This is a lot sicker and slightly demented and kind of likes to play a game. And it's really, yeah, pick of the week, home run. Like, I'm just like, oh, so deep. So good. All right, Superman and Robin. So, of course, we changed the name now because Superboy is not Superman, because Superman's on another planet being tortured right now and jailed. Unbeknownst to them, of course. And, of course, we got to get ourselves a Super Sons adventure where they go flying off and find out that a previous mission that Superboy and Superman went on to an island, like the island that time forgot type of thing, where you had soldiers and dinosaurs, both Nazis or Ratsies, I think is what they're calling them in here. I don't know how YouTube feels about that word these days. But regardless, they're both stuck on this island with dinosaurs and everything. Anyway, Cosmic Cube type thing opens up, right? Monster comes forward and starts aging really quickly in our world because everything happens really slow there, time-wise speaking. It's like a space distorts and bends type of thing, right? So thing comes over. Apparently it's a female. It's asexual too. So it's about to pop out a kid within a few hours as it grows. Super Son's got to figure out all this stuff while they're trying to chase down this monster. And what comes through the portal? Ratsies. Ratsies are coming through. And, you can't have that because those are bad dudes if you didn't know. So they got to push them back as well. And it's just, they're ridiculous little adventures. I kind of hoping that this doesn't expand too much because we've got a lot of this new Superman stuff going on right now, and I just feel like this is where you kind of went for the more gimmicky type story when it came to the Super Sons. Just a fun read, really, at the end of the day. So yeah, it was cool. I mean, you got super suits, you got all the ridiculousness you would expect, and a Super Sons all crammed into this, and it was delightful. It was delightful. All right. DC versus vampires. So this is kind of a weird one because now we actually see the scope of about how many Justice Leaguers out there now are vampires. And Bubba, it's damn near all of them. Just know that right up off the bat. Zatanna tried to get Constantine. Constantine's like, nah, he binds her with a spell or something. And then he just wants to sit and chat with him because he's really a lonely, drunk nicotine addict. Really, at the end of the day, Dr. Fate shows up, causes a big scuffle there, and Constantine's, of course, mad about that because now he can't talk to the pretty lady in fishnets because he ruined that whole thing. That happened. Also, we get where we find out now Superman's part of it, Wonder Woman, of course, we already knew, and Batman and Queen, or Green Arrow, are trying to figure all this stuff out, and they all kind of converge on them in this big fight, and it was crazy. They kind of just left us there with what's possibly about to happen. Big epic scene there. So yeah, this is going fast, and I kind of like the pace of it. All right, next. So Task Force Z. So what do you do when you have a monster squad of sorts of zombie, dead villains / heroes? Well, Amanda Waller doesn't like the idea of Two-Face running this team and the whole thing because they're actually government funded. And she shuts down their project, but unbeknownst to the team, they go attack another facility that's basically just them. They even have their own Task Force Z there. Solomon Grundy's on there, along with a few other cats you might recognize if you haven't read this. So now we got basically what you would see when you have like a multiverse of bad, like Injustice versus Justice League. They're just both horribly dead and probably rotting. We also found out that there is a connection with Mr. Bloom between all of this because he's been in both facilities, but he's being very candid and he's doing some behind the back sneaky stuff too. Is he an implanted mole or spy, or is he just weird? I'm going to go with just weird. He's weird. Alright, Justice League. Yeah, Justice League kind of slowed it down for me this week. It's not that this was bad. I like the cheesy Royal Flush game thing happening and everything that they ended up kind of creating because they tried to steal the Fortress of Solitude, and the outcomes from that being that the superheroes, we got like 3 beautiful splash pages of action of them having to deal with all this, and then we even get a little tongue-to-cheek better watch yourself. But then we go back into this whole where Green Arrow in this one, he's running the Justice League, he's funding Checkmate and all that kind of stuff, and like 2 pages worth of everybody thanking him for it, and then 2 people giving him a lecture about great power, great responsibility. Basically, like, we've seen people like Black Adam's like, I've seen people take on the throne and the authority and it's become corrupt. And I'm sitting here thinking, Slim, you're Black Adam. You're the one that shouldn't be lecturing people about this kind of stuff because you're living embodiment of the vice versa of what you're saying. You are a horrible dictator that has somehow become a superhero. So I'm like, really? Doesn't the street go both ways? Yeah, I was like, that's just the wrong character to give that lecture. I really did think that. Alright, moving into Marvel this week. Devil's Reign. Alright, so Doc Ock and his variant versions of him, because you can't have enough variants, right, are in the game now, right? And what I mean by in the game is that they're heading up against our Avengers, who Captain America in this is constantly warning this kind of, hey, maybe we should take a step back. Daredevil is like, nah, son, we got to go get Fisk and drop that body, right? Because we're the bad guys now, we can't have that. So they're going to go get Fisk. Doc Ock and his team show up, but they weren't there to stop the Avengers, really. They were there to get Fisk as well, because they're bad guys, and it's what they do. So now they're going to square off, and that's where they kind of left us in this. The rest of this, we find out that Tony Stark this entire time, or at least in this book, has been Chameleon in disguise, because the goal was to have him run for office, and then Luke Cage is like, nah, kid, just pay for it. I'm running for office. And now we get why that was kind of an awkward situation, man, because it wasn't Tony Stark. But still, that would have been wrong to do. And political motivations. This is very political, but not in the sense of being like topical subjects. This is like, voter manipulation, because they're literally being mind altered by the Purple Man and possibly their kids as well. Apparently, he's got a bunch of kids. That dude partied back in the day because he's getting like a gaggle of them. So that was crazy. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Except for the Doc Ock thing. I'm not liking, it just seems like this variant thing is just kind of like a scapegoat to make another team really quick with no creativity. It's like, hey, let's cross Wolverine and Doc Ock. What do we get? Doc Wolverine Ock. Like that's the creativity we're dealing with right now. And I'm just like, oh man, I really want some little more in there, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright, Captain America and Iron Man. I forgot why I stopped picking this up, so I was like, we'll pick up another one. What's one more comic book? And then I read it and realized it. I don't care. Like, I really just don't care. So bad. Like, okay, so our female protagonist in this, apparently she's in love with the Machine that we knew from way back in the day, from the whole Captain America, Hell Hydra, all that stuff. She's in love with this Machine. I don't know. I wish there was a better way to explain that. There isn't. But we do find out that 51, the Paladin, 51 isn't actually evil. He just needs to go fight up there, but he doesn't talk. But apparently he's getting handed to him. Captain America gives a, hey, you need to start over speech to our wannabe superheroes in here, and they didn't take it very well. Because, they had a 5-point plan to become famous superheroes. And apparently that didn't work. Instead of maybe planning to be a superhero, they should have just done superhero stuff. Start small, work your way through, learn your lessons, take your knocks. Basically what Captain America told them. And then we got this, I was the smartest girl in school, I'm the prettiest girl in school, and then I got superpowers. And then they kind of joked on themselves a little bit. It's actually kind of funny. So, I don't know. When I finish reading this, I'm not like, oh, wow, that happened, or oh, that was really cool, or that was super funny. I'm like, oh, stuff happened, and I read about it. It's like reading the newspaper. All right. Next, Amazing Superman. I jumped back on board with Superman, or not Superman, Spider-Man. I don't know why I do that. To kind of see what's been going on, and guess what? He's out of the hospital, and he's running around. And Captain America and Black Cat are like, hey, you're not Superman right now. This guy is, and they show him, Ben Reilly. Like, who cares? I don't much care about that character. But anyway, he's also getting a lot of medical tests done. Apparently something happened to him. I don't have much information on that, unfortunately. But apparently it's a big deal. Because doctors are talking. I don't know. But basically this is all just, hey, to get recovered, you got to kind of, again, got to work through it instead of talking about it, right? So they kind of run him through scenarios, try to get him back up to speed, and they're like, you're not Spider-Man yet. You got to earn your stripes back, blah, 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 blah. They even put the brown bag over his head like they did back in the day in the old Fantastic Four issues. I thought that was funny because they won't let him wear his suit. Because words. All right, next. Thor. So this whole Mjolnir thing that's popping off, right? Great concept. Mjolnir is actually a living being. And there's this long bit of dialogue why I'm just going to say she's fighting Thor, right? About everything, she already knows about Thor, he knows better than he knows himself, yada, 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 right? And whipping up on Thor, too. And I'm like, oh, okay, something's going on here. Breaks his arm. There's a scene in here where, like, his bone's cracking out. It's like that. Oh, I was like, oh, that looked like it hurt. Anyway, Odin shows up, and that didn't take long. He tries to Vamusher to the most farthest parts of the universe, and apparently makes it back in a few seconds, because it flies back to you, which we already surprised Odin didn't. But then we find out that not only is it Mjolnir like a living being trapped in this, in Mjolnir, but it's also Mongrog. And you're like, who's that? And I'm like, I'm with you. I was like, that was good enough. We don't need some call to the past. Right? Villain. Like, this was good enough. Like, you could have just let this simmer and just fed us that story. But no, we gotta trade it to a character that we all gotta go back and read about now. Mangrog. That's it. Mongol. Words. Yeah, complicated. But yeah, I love the artwork. Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that. Oh, that looks like it's so painful. Oh, no. So yeah, for the most part, I'm liking it. I think I missed the last issue. Didn't get the cameo, first appearance, cameo of the first appearance, whatever we're calling it these days. I didn't get that issue. But, well, according to the way comic books go now, this would be the one to have. Right? I don't know. Comment down below how that works. Right? This would be the first full appearance, and this is the big money making book right here, right? I don't know. Doesn't matter. All right. So this week, what am I doing? Let's see here. Thursday night. The reason why I'm probably not in the chat right now. Thursday night, I'm doing a mystery unboxing. I got over at Comic Vet's channel. If I remember, I'll link him in the description below. A bunch of us bought these Rob Fat Stack books, or mystery boxes. I have no idea what's in it. I tell you, it cost me $300. It cost all of us $300. We all paid $300. And we're going to crack them open and do a battle of the boxes. That's what I'll link this description as. It'll be Battle of the Boxes on Comic Vet's channel. So I hope I got the stuff to make them jealous. I know I picked number 2, so it's a random type thing. So let's see. That would be awesome. Let's see. What else? I'll be doing an AOK this week from Nick's Kicks and Comics. He was nice enough to send me a comic book, and I feel so bad because I forgot if I bought something from him or if I asked him for something. I don't remember. I'm usually drinking when I'm on live streams with people, so I don't know, but I'm excited to open that up. Also, I picked up a collection. There's, I don't know, 200 and some odd comic books, more than that, really. Some of it's good, some of it not so good. But we're going to dig through it, and I'm going to pick out what I believe to be the highest valued comic books in there, and you can come along with me on that journey. We'll just kind of flip through everything else. Friday night, I'm on Rap Battle. Yeah, Rap Battle Friday night over at DJ Lynx's channel. Yeah, I'm rap battling against White Tiger, cool, calm, and collected. So I'm excited about that. And this weekend, I should be putting the last of the lightsaber together for the Evil Layer project. We should be getting that put together, and hopefully a video out to you shortly after the last day of the month. Oh, I hate saying it 'cause the whole thing was 30 days. Oh, I just got the piece I needed, and a piece of acrylic tube I've been waiting almost a month for. So I'm not happy. It is what it is. We'll get it out there, though. Doesn't mean we quit. I think that's enough for me this week. So definitely check the links down below. Look at some of these descriptions, some of the things that are going on. Come join us. Be part of the community. Have fun with us. And, yeah, guys, I got nothing else. I got to get out of here. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.